this out. Like you said that superheroes supposed to be unrealistic, but take Superman for instance. And this dude has super hearing, and he can hear a crime going down all the time. Because I can guarantee you there's a crime going around, going down at some point in time, all the time. You think he always saves them? Sometimes he hearing people saying, "Help! Help!" And guess what? He goes right on about his business.
This is not about realism. You keep saying that it's realistic that a person would put their own self-interest above the interests of others. Yes, that's true, but it only goes to a certain extent. That only goes so far. What we're talking about is not a question of realism; it's a question of just moral indifference.
Also, I do want to correct you on something, man. Superman does not save every or ideally speaking, when Superman was first created, he didn't save every fucking person because Superman's deal was that he only intervened when humankind couldn't do it themselves. It's in the first Superman film. Jor-El tells him, "You do not change the course of human events."
Right.
Superman only intervenes when the police or the firemen or the army. That's why Superman never gets involved in any war. And don't get me started on the whole World War II thing. That was different. That was propaganda. But yeah, that's why Superman never gets involved in the war.
But the point I'm trying to make is the fact that Uber says, huh?
That doesn't mean that he has complete disregard for other people. That's not that at all.
No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, Uber said,
you have all that power and not get involved in the war.
That's what I'm trying to say. You said, well, once you have that power, it's like your responsibility to get involved where you can. Well, he can get involved a lot more than what he's doing.
Speaking of Superman movie, it's on HBO now.
I'm playing Madden.
Ironic.
It's ironic. It's on TV.
What I'm saying is, why, like, just because you're a superhero, and I can see them saying, well, they have more responsibility than the average person, does not mean that that they just necessarily have to go above and beyond, the normal call of duty. They could say, you know what? Fuck it, I'm on duty at 3 o'clock. If it's before 3 o'clock, I'm not doing anything.
Superman shouldn't be involved in shit like street crime.
Of course not.
Yes, it does. Man, that's the whole point of being a superhero.
No, I don't think so.
What you think is irrelevant.
What I'm trying to say is that,
and niggas say I'm arrogant.
No. That was the whole point of Spider-Man 2. Go back and watch that movie. What does Peter say? Am I not supposed to have what I want? Do I not have needs? Do I not have desires? And what does Aunt May say? Sometimes, in order to do what's right, we have to be steady and give up the things we want the most, even our dreams.
Yeah.
So no, you don't get to be a superhero and choose when you want. You don't get to pick who you choose, who you save. You don't.
How?
Either that or you don't call yourself a fucking superhero.
How could you not be a superhero?
The fact that I have to explain it to you.
Do you think being a superhero means you have to save everybody all the time?
That's what I'm trying to say to y'all. I'm thinking that y'all are saying that.
Well, no. What I'm saying is the point of being a superhero is not that you have to save everybody all the time. It's you should want to save everybody all the time.
I'm in agreement with that.
You should want to?
You should want to. That should always. I mean, here's my thing. What's the point of Batman going out every night if he knows if he's not trying to stop all the crime? You think Batman goes out and say, "Oh, I'm only going to stop 1 or 2 fucking people and then I'm gonna go home"? No. Get as many motherfuckers in a night as you can.
You want to save everyone all the time.
You should want to.
Yeah.
That should be your mindset.
I don't know about that.
I'm gonna try to save as many people as I can. I'm gonna try to get as many of these fucking crooks as I can. No,
right.
But
wait. Time out. Let me ask you something. Hikari, what do you want to be when professionally?
A professor.
You want to be a professor? Do you honestly get up every morning saying, I only want to educate 1 or 2 people a day?
No, but that's a little bit different.
No,
I can understand you saying that I want to save as many people as I can, but I should want to save everyone all the time.
Should want to.
I guess it depends.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on what you mean by save.
But here's my point. I don't think that even though you're a superhero and I believe that you have more responsibility, I don't think that you surpass human error at some point in time where you just don't make human mistakes.
No, you don't. And that's the whole fucking point.
That's my point.
But the only reason why I say it depends on what you mean by save is because now you're starting to sound a little paternalistic.
No. First off, I don't even know what the fuck that term means.
No, it means that you're the standard. That you're the standard against which everyone else is judged, and that your word and your actions are law. That you're essentially like the father figure to the world.
No, I'm not saying that at all.
You probably want to be like a messiah to the world.
I'm not saying you are saying that. I'm just saying that to me it sounds like that.
No. That's not what I mean. What I'm saying, and I don't. Me and Maine are agreeing on this. I just don't know where the disagreement came into play. Probably because something was said wrong. But no. But main argument was that if you're a superhero, like Maine implied that superheroes don't always want to be superheroes. In which case, I say Maine probably been reading too much fucking Marvel. But he implied that superheroes don't want to be superheroes. And my whole thing is like, he said that you shouldn't want, like, they don't want to save everybody all the time. And I said, no, if you're really a superhero, you should want to try and save everybody all the time because that's what your goal is. Your goal as a superhero is to create peace by whatever that means, whether you're trying to save someone's life, whether you're trying to stop a supervillain, whether you're trying to stop a street-level crime. That's your goal.
If by save you mean simply to stop the suffering of innocent people, then I agree.
Yeah,
right,
that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
My point wasn't that, like, I agree with you. Like you said, you should want to save people all the time. But at the same time, my point is not literally all the time. Not like every last single time.
So main thing is that superheroes shouldn't have to drop everything they're doing.
Every last single time, because I don't think that superheroes should always have to, go above and beyond human error.
No. And okay, that's where the disagreements come into play. Superheroes should not. Okay, first off, a superhero can't go beyond human error. Human error is sort of that, it's kind of that thing that happens when you're part of the species. You can't really get away from it. It's kind of like having a girlfriend and expecting her never to nag you. It's part of her. It comes with
fucked up.
It's true. It comes with her. You can't get away from it. So the thing is, it's like, but you should try and you want to reach beyond quote unquote human error. You know what I mean? It's once again, I'm talking about motivations and I'm talking about goals, and that's why I said, like, for a superhero, like, no, wanting to prevent the suffering of innocent people, that is always you should want to always do that all the time. But let's face it, you gotta sleep, you gotta eat, you gotta keep a roof over your head, you gotta you know, you should try to at least maintain whatever fucking social life you have. That's one of the biggest fucking conflicts with Spider-Man. If you read fucking Spider-Man, is that he is always trying to juggle those things at the same fucking time. But you should always want that. You know what I mean? Like I said, no, Hikari wants to be a professor. He doesn't wake up every morning and settle for, no, I'm just going to educate 2 people today. It's like, no, he wants to educate as many fucking people as he possibly can. He knows he can't, but he wants to. Right. No fucking football player goes on the field and is like, I'm only going to throw 1 touchdown. No, you want to throw as many fucking touchdowns as you can within the time frame of the game.
Yeah.
Sure. You never settle for less. It's the same thing. Like, to a better example of what I'm talking about, a classic example, like bringing this whole thing to a close. There's a Batman Beyond season 1 episode 4, the episode with Ace. No, not Ace. 10. When Terry gets involved with her, Melanie, and Terry is arguing with Bruce because Terry wants to go out and have like a normal fucking teenage life, and so he says to Bruce, he says, it's like, what does it matter what does it matter if I suit up tonight or not? One night isn't going to make a difference. And Bruce grabs fucking Terry's arm and pulls him to him. He says, one night always makes the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So no, if you sitting up there talking about I can't save everybody, like I can't save everybody all the fucking time, if you walk around with that fucking attitude, you're not a superhero.
Yeah,
you're not.
I wonder then, why does Superman never get involved in war?
So what?
Why does Superman never get involved in war?
Because, all right, Superman doesn't get involved in war, just like he doesn't get. First off, there's a multitude of fucking reasons, and it's been written differently so many times over. But the main idea that's always been the most consistent is the idea that Superman doesn't get involved in human events, because Superman is sort of his check and balance, his self-discipline. Superman is practically a god. He could do whatever the fuck he wants, but he doesn't oppose that on humanity, and that's one of the rules of it. You know, so he will fight, like he will, petition for peace. He will meet with world leaders to try and convince people of peace. But if there's a war going on, he's not going to go fucking down there and sort of pick a side.
See, I can't buy that. That's bullshit to me.
Well, hang on a minute. But because here's the thing. The best stories that deal with that material always punish Superman for doing so. And this is a perfect example of what I mean. In the Richard Donner cut of the Superman film, when Superman 1 and 2, Richard Donner envisioned that to be one movie. It was supposed to be 1 4-hour epic. And in that story, what happens is Lex Luthor, he engages the fucking missiles that are supposed to, separate, crash into the San Andreas Fault, split away the part of California and all that jazz. But the thing is, there are 2 missiles. One missile is heading for the vault, which I believe is where Lois is. And the other missile is heading for some innocent people. Well, what happens is, in the theatrical version, the version that everyone saw in theaters and stuff, what happens is Superman goes to save the people, Lois gets killed. And so he turns around the Earth in order to bring her back to life. Donner didn't want that. Donner said, no, that wasn't the point. No, that shouldn't have happened. In Donner's version, what happens is Superman goes and saves Lois, I believe. So he does a selfish thing. He goes and he saves Lois. And I forget exactly what happens to the second missile, but he goes and saves Lois, getting involved in human events, remember? He goes and he saves Lois. And then something happens with that second fucking missile where pretty much he sends the missile up into space. Guess what that missile runs into? The Phantom Zone plate that is holding Zod. That's what frees Zod.
That would have been cool. That would have been real cool.
That would have been awesome.
Even as a cliffhanger for like the first movie, that would have been awesome.
But that makes complete sense for him to go ahead and save Lois.
But
Wow.
Hang on a minute. So the missile releases Zod from the Phantom Zone. Zod and his cohorts come to Earth, fuck shit up like they normally do. And in Donner's version, when Superman loses his powers, it's because Jor-El tells him, it's like, you should have let those events happen naturally. No. Okay, correction. I'm sorry, everybody in the hangout and everybody watching this. Correction. No. In Donner's version, it does in the same way. Yeah, because when Jor-El punishes Clark, he doesn't punish him for saving Lois. He punished him for turning back time to bring Lois back. That's what the punishment was. Because he said you changed history because Lois had already died. So when Clark rewinds time, that is his punishment because he changed a human event. So in the second movie, when Zod is released and Clark goes back to the fortress, Jor-El tells him, he says, you disobeyed what I said, and look what happened. Zod was released because you went back, you saved that girl, and you allowed that missile to free Zod. So now you are going to see the ramifications of your actions, and he takes Clark's powers, and he makes Clark mortal. But
see, that's bullshit to me, Larry. And here's why. Those type of constraints they're fictional. They're.
We don't have Kryptonian motherfuckers who flying around.
No. Here's what I mean by fictional. By fictional, I mean a trope or a motif or some plot device that is designed purely by the author so that they don't have to deal with the consequences of an action or the ramifications of a plot point or a story. The reason why Superman is punished is because the author wants him to be punished. But he's not obligated to write a story in which he is punished. This goes right back to what I said about Game of Thrones, where I said that poetic justice is a fictional construction. There's no reason why the author is obligated to have a story in which there's anything that looks like poetic justice. It's only there because the author wants it to be there.
Wait a minute.
It's
So,
not.
wait. I'm sorry, I missed your point. What are you trying to say?
No. Here's my point. I was getting to that. My point is this. The authors don't have to write a story in which Superman is held back from intervening in human events for fear of some further punishment. Let me give you an example.
No.
But one thing,
that's not the point I was trying to make when I brought up the Superman 2 thing. No.
Okay, so then you didn't answer my question then, because my question is why doesn't Superman get involved in wars?
But
no.
How could
Time out. No. I did answer that question. No, the whole thing about Superman not getting involved in human events because that's the check and balance against him opposing his own will because he knows he can. That is the reason I brought up the Superman 2 thing, because I said that I like the stories that are written in that fashion.
Okay.
But no. But the whole thing about
that part really had nothing to do with my question. But let's go.
No. It did because it was illustrating, it was giving you an example of what I meant when I said that it's the check and balance. You see what I'm saying? Because I could tell you.
I don't think that's not important. But let's go to the part that I think is important. But let's go to the part that you said that I think is important, which is when you said that's a part of his self-discipline so that he doesn't impose himself on humanity.
Right. That's the idea.
But I think wait. Let me finish, man. I think that's bullshit for precisely the reason why you think that is bullshit that God lets bad things happen. And we had this discussion where you said you don't want to get to the end and you have a conversation with God and he tells you, well, it's just human nature. This is what we're talking about when we talked about Rorschach.
Right.
What do you mean? You can't make it different. Of course you can make it different. You're supposed to, you are a God, right? Well, if Superman's in that position, then there are some things that he should intervene in when it comes to human events. Now, let me give you an example of what I mean. Could you imagine a story that's written about Superman, let's say during Rwanda, and Superman says to himself, you know what, I could intervene in Rwanda, but you know what, I'm going to hold myself back because I don't want to impose myself on humanity. That's bullshit.
No, it's not.
So wait. If you don't think that's bullshit, then essentially what you're saying is that Superman ought not intervene in cases of genocide.
Well, to touch on that topic you were saying before.
No. Answer that point.
I am. But check this out. You were saying that Superman went ahead and did something selfish and saved Lois, and then the ramifications was Zod was released. How could he have possibly known that was going to happen? You know, it was like.
Well, that's why I said it's a fictional construction. It's
exactly.
It's a limitation that doesn't need to be there. But
that's why I agree with you. Now, in terms of the Superman not getting involved in human on human, conflicts and things of that nature. You got to leave human evolution. He's not really a god. He didn't create humans.
Yeah, and that was the point.
What does that have to do with anything?
Hang on. You got to leave humans' evolution to themselves.
Maine.
What?
Hold on a minute. Maine. Hold on a minute.
What? That's a flat-out contradiction.
No, it's not. Look, if I sit there and keep getting involved in humans, natural progression, and they're not learning on their own, you understand? Then that's going to lead to more problems down the line.
No.
So I got to let them go ahead and get into their little conflicts and things of that nature, so that they evolve to get to the point that they need to be at. No. I can't sit there and keep getting involved in everything. I can't babysit humans.
That's a cop-out. Whenever you get into an argument listen, if you have the power to stop something bad from happening, and you can do so at no cost to yourself, or at a relatively minimum cost to yourself, then you're morally obligated to do it.
No.
Yes, you are. Yes.
No, because it depends on the ramifications of those actions. You might say, "Oh, I can stop this from happening."
No. Wait. Nobody has precognition. You can't know how something will turn out before you do it.
They had an episode.
But the guiding moral principles of your actions should always be to reduce human suffering.
No.
Now, in the case of Superman, he has the power to stop something bad from happening. And unless you don't agree that genocide is a bad thing, and I think that we all agree that it is, then if you can stop something like that from happening as a way of reducing human suffering, then you're morally obligated to do so. You're morally obligated to do anything that you can that's moral.
They had an episode of something similar to this.
Stop, please, because this was a discussion between me and fucking Hikari, and you kind of fucked up my whole argument. So, first off, going back to addressing, I want to go back and address what Hikari was talking about, because once again, there's been a breakdown in communication and a misunderstanding of points trying to be made. First off, you can't compare Superman to God. The major difference being God is the moral conduit. God claims, I am almighty, I am good, this is evil. Superman does not. So,
but you used the metaphor. I was only using the metaphor that.
Yeah, but that's where the metaphor breaks down. The second you do that, that's when the metaphor breaks down. You can't. It's an unfair comparison when you take it to that level.
Well, take it out. I think my point still stands.
Okay, and I will take it out because it brings me to my next point. I think there was a misunderstanding when I said that Superman, like when we were talking about like why doesn't Superman engage in war? I think you meant that he does. Were you talking about any type of political conflict, or were you talking about actual like warfare?
I mean actual like warfare.
Okay. Superman does get engaged in quote unquote warfare, but it's never for a side.
Right.
Or from
okay.
Now
that I can understand. Now that makes sense to me.
Time out. I can't make that argument because I know for a fact there are fucking comics where he actually did fight along the side. I've read fucking comics where he has engaged in fucking conflicts where it was either to neutralize said conflict, or if he was fighting for a side, it was to remove the supervillain that was fighting for the other side. Case in point, Justice League Season 1 finale. Season 1 finale. So yeah, that's where the misunderstanding came into play. Also, both the war and political intervention thing with Superman and also the whole don't interfere with human events sort of thing, both of those have been done like out of contradictory. Like there are writers who have stayed true to that. There are writers who have completely thrown that out of the fucking window. Everyone's kind of had their ball game with it, if you will. So it's all been done before.
Right.
They had,
and that's why I opened up my statement when I said it is the most consistent thing about him.
Okay.
Well, the contrary has been done numerous times.
I don't understand why they would.
But
why they would consistently make it so that he did not intervene that way in human affairs? That doesn't make sense to me.
But
remember what Maine said though. He said human on human. That's what it's mainly about. And like I said, it's typically when a supervillain is not involved. Mm-hmm. If it's Lex Luthor trying to commit genocide on other people, no, he'll get involved. But when it's America fighting Iraq, no.
He should.
But here's the thing: they did an episode in Futurama on this type of subject actually, and it's the one where Bender actually he somewhat became a god. There was life forms living on this little asteroid that hit him while he was in outer space, and they started evolving on him. They became intelligent life. He did everything for them. Every conflict they had, he helped them immediately. And what happened was they started to turn on him. Then he started doing nothing for them. They turned on him again. And then he met the real God, and he told them that you can't do too little and you can't do too much. He said, now if you do the right amount, he said, it seems like you're almost doing nothing at all. And that's the case with Superman. If I get involved in every conflict and I help, humans in every conflict, are they really learning? Because he's not really a god.
No. It's kind of like that, and then it's kind of not.
A god can sit there and reprogram people's brains so that they think the right way, but he can't do that. They need to evolve on their own.
No, but that's not. Superman's faith in humanity keeps them back and allows them to make their own choices.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's not like he's not taking that sort of, celestial.
Yeah, he can't do
babysitter. It's not like that. No,
he knows humanity thing.
That's what I'm saying. That he got to avoid that. He can't be the Messiah for everybody. Otherwise, humans will not learn. Oh, we can go to war because we know Superman's going to save us. If you always save them, they're not going to evolve to the point where they don't need you against themselves.
No, but man, once again, the message you trying to, your message is so fucking wrong. Superman, he doesn't view it like, if I save you every time, you're never going to learn. No, it's more of, no, I want them to prove what I know is their innate nature.
Right. He has a strong faith in humanity that humanity can be so much more than what they are.
Exactly.
But that's what
they have to do it themselves.
And here's another thing, because I forgot to bring this up when I was talking to when I was telling Hikari about, once again, that idea of like ramifications or like punishment. You got to remember, in that whole idea about don't impose your authority or that type of thing. Remember, that's what destroyed Krypton. So that's another reason why Superman doesn't take it that far. Because he's not trying to see pretty much Earth become Krypton.
What I'm trying to basically establish is that if you take on a role where you're just doing so much for a whole gambit of people, it's going to become problematic, just in general.
I don't know why that would be the case.
Well,
I mean, it's the case. It's the case if you don't.